Good afternoon, everyone. This is Gemini Astrology channel again. First, quick update. Obviously, I'm very, even extremely busy with my professional life. When it comes to my professional life, I don't have enough time to post, to upload new videos. Like I'm saying, very busy, but also very successful at my professional field. Secondly, don't even have time or don't even want to waste my time going into disputes with astrological idiots. I do not have time for that. I'm just focusing on myself and especially on my professional life. I don't even have time to do a nice proper research in the field of astrology. There's plenty of work when it comes to astrological research. I would like to do more research, spend some more time on the research, but my professional life doesn't allow me to do so. Anyway, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Today I'm going to take you on a journey. I'm going to talk about the chart which is in front of all of you. Please listen carefully, and at the end of this video we will try to come to a obvious conclusion. The question is what that particular chart shows. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about every single factor because it would be too long video. It would take me at least 3 hours to record it to take into consideration every single detail. So I'm not going to do so. I'm going to touch upon. So we'll focus on transits, which is Gochara. I mentioned it previously. If you are a good astrologer, transits or Gochara are enough to see what is happening in the chart in someone's life. And this is not a joke. I'm talking seriously. If you got some skills in the field of astrology, just mere transits are enough to see what is actually happening. Okay, so we'll go through Gochara, which is transit. Then obviously we'll touch upon some Parashari, Parashari Dasha, Parashari aspects in general, and then we'll talk about Chara Dasha, Gemini astrology, obviously. So, like I said, have a look at the chart, take a few minutes, look at the positions of grahas, what is happening in the chart, okay, and then we'll begin from Gochara, which are our transits, okay. What I would like you to pay attention first, okay. We will see who is the Lagnesh of the chart. As you can see, we've got Lagna falling in the sign of Simcha. Okay, we're not talking about what is happening on the Lagna right now. We need to identify our Lagnesh, which is Surya. Surya 728 of positive 728 of Meena. So Surya Lagnesh is here in the 8th house. Okay, so that's our Lagnesh. Obviously, we see what is happening in the Lagna. We've got Chandra here, the 12th Lord in Gemini. It is Matrikaraka, and we've got Shani retrograde, which is in Gemini Gnatikaraka, and in traditional Parashari, the Lord of the 6th and 7th. Okay, we're going a bit back into the past. We're going to the beginning of July 2025. Yeah, due to privacy, obviously, I'm not going to share the birth chart details. Yeah, I'm not going to share the details of the individual concerned. This is the matter of privacy and I would say good manners. Okay, so coming back to the Lagnesh, we've got Surya, yeah, posited at 728 of Meena in the 8th house. Meena is obviously Pisces. You see the bunch of grahas as well with Surya. You've got Ketu there, you've got Buddha, which is Atmakaraka. We've got also Shukra, yeah, Shukra, which is Amatya Karaka. Okay, so let's come back, as I've said, to the beginning of July, yeah, when it comes to Gochara, and we'll focus on transiting Shani, which is Saturn, yeah, and its transiting Gochara position, yeah. So at the beginning of the July, Shani was exactly at 739 of Meena, which is 8 degree of Meena. So you can obviously see what is my point, how close conjunction there is, how close conjunction is there between transiting Shani and Lagnesh of the chart. Shani and Lagnesh are in the same degree. Yeah? Transiting Shani is touching upon Surya, which is Lagnesh. This is a very close conjunction, obviously. Yeah, so this is a significant. Yeah, you cannot miss that, and that single thing is giving you a clue what is going to happen in persons, in individuals' life. Is it a nice transit or one of kind which we could describe as dangerous? Isn't it? Yeah, think about it. Okay. Look further at that transiting Shani. Take into consideration aspects, both aspects, Parashari aspects, yeah, Parashari aspects. What Shani, what house Shani is transiting? Okay, we'll just focus on the 10th aspect, yeah. Shani by its 10th aspect is aspecting the 5th house, okay, and the same when it comes to Jaimini aspects, okay. But what is the most important here? The position of Shani, transiting Shani from Chandra, natal Chandra placement in the chart. You see Chandra or the moon, you've got Chandra in the Lagna. How do we call such transit? It is obviously very known and difficult transit. We call it Ashtama Shani. Shani 8 places away from natal or birth Chandra or moon. You see, Chandra is in Simha, natal Chandra, yeah, is in Simha, yeah. Through the Gochara, through the transit, Shani is 8 houses or 8 signs away, yeah, from natal Chandra. This is what we call Ashtama Shani. Is it a nice transit or a difficult one, bringing challenges? Okay, so take all of that into consideration, all what I just talked about. Okay, then when it comes to next transits, next important transits, we'll talk about Mangala. Yeah, as I've said, we're coming back to the beginning of July. Mangala, which is Mars, was going through, obviously, Simcha. Simcha, Leo, which is Lagna. You see what is happening in the Lagna, in the chart, what situation it does create. Yeah, take into consideration Grahas sitting in Lagna plus transiting Mangala along with Ketu. At that particular day, which I'm talking about, Mangala was at 1538, which is 16th degree of Simcha. Look at the degrees of Lagna. 1504, which is 16 degree. So think about it for a while. What does it bring? What that particular Gochara transit brings? Take into consideration Ketu going through the Lagna, Mangala touching the actual degree, yeah, of Lagna, 16th degree. You've got Chandra, Shani, and try to imagine what kind of situation it might bring. Some, I would say, pseudo smart astrologers, they talk about Chandra and Shani being responsible for such circumstances. I'm just going to talk in such language. I'm not going to address it directly, okay? No, not Chandra and Shani. The final word there. In such situations, there's always involvement of Mangala, unavoidable and necessary. Yeah, in such circumstances, we're taking into consideration Chandra, Shani, and most importantly, Mangala, which has got the final word. Okay? So, maybe this is not a very clear language, but I believe some people advanced in astrology, they understand what I'm talking about. Like I'm saying, take once again, take into consideration that Ketu and Mangala transiting through the Lagna. Look at their aspects. Yeah, take Parashari aspect. Yeah, what does Mangala aspects? Which house Mangala aspects in taking into consideration Mangala's 8th aspect. Yeah, bunch of grahas in the 8th house or Bhava. Yeah, look at the positions of transiting Shani and Mangala. There are 8 from each other. How do we call it about that? I'm talking a lot about that particular placement of grahas between each other. It is called Sadashtaka, 6-8. Yeah, you've got Shani, transiting Shani in the 8th house. Yeah, and you've got Mangala in the Lagna. They are 6-8 apart from each other. What kind of situation it does create? A nice one, nice happy circumstances, or on the other hand, something dangerous, something difficult. Think all of that into consideration. Okay? Yeah, so like I've said, Ketu, Rahu, look where Ketu and Rahu are. Rahu through the transit is going through the 7th house. Ketu is going through the Lagna. Once again, Ketu, Mangala. And then you've got Natal, Chandra and Shani. What kind of situation it might be created. Yeah? Then we'll touch quickly upon on Chandra itself. At that particular day, Chandra was transiting through Tula, and have a look at their respective position. Chandra and transiting Shani. Yeah? Chandra in Tula, 6-8 position with transiting Shani in Mina, yeah, Chandra 8 from Shani, Ashtama Shani, yeah, variation, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Then we'll touch briefly upon the Parashari Mahadasha. Okay, Parashari Mahadasha. The individual started their Rahu Mahadasha on the 13th of April this year. Yeah, Rahu Mahadasha. Rahu is in second in Kanya. It is what? How do we call that? It is Maraka Dasha, isn't it? Yeah, you've got Rahu clearly placed in the second in Kanya. This is Maraka Dasha. For those who are advanced in the field of astrology. Another many interesting things we can talk about Guru, which is Jupiter. Guru in Mituna. Yeah, where's Guru in transit currently? Yeah, and where it was. Yeah, at the beginning of July. Guru transiting its natal position. Yeah, Guru transiting over Mituna. That, like I'm saying, if you are advanced in Jyotisha, you know what that position means, that particular position placement means. Guru in Mituna. What does it bring? What is the focus on in such position? Look, in this chart, Guru is the fifth lord. Yeah, when it comes to traditional Parashari, when it comes to Jaimini, Guru is Putra Karaka. Such placement, yeah. Guru in Mituna. What is the focus on? What does it tell you? Yeah, it is all about mental health. Mituna, yes, is associated with nervousness, yeah, which is Gemini, with nervousness, with being nervous, with mental health issues. Yeah, I'm not going to talk further about transiting Guru. Just look at the aspects, traditional Parashari aspects, Jaimini aspects as well, especially, yeah, fifth lord aspecting its own house, yeah, from Mituna, the fifth one, okay? But we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to elaborate about it more here, okay? We just touched upon that. Now we're going to focus on Jaimini, okay? Let me just clear that picture. Yeah, think about what I told you about transits, about Gochara. Go through that. Yeah, it is clearly visible without even analyzing any of the dashas. You don't have to analyze any Parashari or Jaimini dashas. You see through the transits. These are very heavy, very difficult, very challenging transits. I mentioned, yeah. Shani, yeah. Think about it. Analyze that position. Ashtama Shani, yeah. Shani, very close, yeah. In very close conjunction, yeah. To Lagnesh, yeah, in the same degree, very tight. Yeah, Mangala and Ketu going through the Lagna, Mangala's aspect, yeah, on the 8th and Shani, Sadashtaka positions, yeah, Chandra, transiting Chandra. Take all of that into consideration, okay, and you will come to a clear conclusion, okay, without playing smart, okay. So then we'll focus on Jaimini, okay. So it was Mesha, which is Aries, Mahadasha, started 21st of March 2024 up to 22nd of March 2027. Okay, and what we can see from that angle, Mesha Mahadasha. Okay, so who is Atmakaraka in our chart? Atmakaraka is Buddha, yeah, in Pisces, yeah, 2540, which is 26th degree. Okay, some people will point at debilitation. Okay, I'm not going to discuss about that. Okay, no point to discuss about that. We've got more important factors here, yeah. Atmakaraka, Buddha in Mina, in here it is, Buddha in Mina. You've got also bunch of other grahas. You've got Shukra, Amatya Karaka. You've got, more importantly, Shurya, yeah, which is Bratri Karaka, and you've got Ketu, yeah, obviously. But coming back to our Atmakaraka, where is Atmakaraka placed? Atmakaraka is placed in the 12th house, yeah, from Mesha, from the current Mahadasha, from our Lagna in Mesha. Atmakaraka in the 12th house. Okay, look what is happening next, obviously. In the Kendras, are there any benefics in the Kendras? You look at Mesha, 4th house, which is Karka, and you've got Malefic Mangala here. Yes, some people would point at its debilitation, whatever. Okay, so you've got Mangala in 4th, yeah. What is happening in 7th in Tula? Nothing's there in Tula, in 7th, and in 10th, Makara also. So, no benefics in Kendras, yeah. Only Mangala debilitated in the 4th of Karka, okay, which is significant. Just one malefic in the Kendras, okay. Then we'll go further. We'll have a look at aspects, okay. So let's look at the 1st and the 7th Babas, yeah. Aspects. There are aspects here, but from which Karakas, yeah. Have a look. That's the 1st. That's the 7th. In the 5th house, obviously, you've got Chandra, which is Matrikaraka, and you've got Shani, retrograde. More importantly and significantly, our Shani is Gnatikaraka, the troublemaker, yeah, Chandra, Matrikaraka, internal peace, peace of mind, yeah. So, you see what is happening in the 5th house, yeah, in Simha, counting from Mesha, yeah. What is the 5th house associated with our mental health, with mentality, yeah, with intelligence, yeah. But when it comes to our mental health, it is extremely important, isn't it? Yeah. So as you can see on the picture, yeah, Kendras, the 1st and 7th, are aspected by Shani, which is malefic, which is Gnatikaraka, yeah, and Chandra, which is Matrikaraka, from the 5th house. It tells us about mental health, especially about mental health, yeah. Look at the 10th house, yeah. What is happening in the 10th house? You also got the aspect of that pair of Gnatikaraka, Shani, natural malefic, and Chandra, which is Matrikaraka. You see how the Kendras, yeah, are aspected, yeah, aspected from the 5th house, 1st, 7th, and the 10th, and then obviously you've got the 4th, yeah, house, Kendra, with Mangalas, yeah, presence here, yeah. It tells us about mental health issues. Take into consideration the placement of Atmakaraka, yeah, debilitated, yeah, in the 12th house. Okay. Okay, so let me clear that picture. Let me clear it. We'll stop for a while, for a wee while at Karakamsha. Okay. So our Karakamsha Lagna, obviously Atma Karaka is Buddha. Buddha is 25th, 25, 40, which is 26th degree. It is the 8th Navamsha, yeah, 8th Navamsha of Karka, yeah. So our Karakamsha Lagna is obviously, as you can see, Kumbha, yeah. So look what is happening when we look it from the Karakamsha angle. Atma Karaka, Buddha, and the bunch of grahas are placed in the second, yeah, in the second, yeah. Then we've got aspect from Mangala, from the 6th, yeah, Mangala, debilitated Mangala, which is more importantly Darakaraka, aspecting Karakamsha Lagna, yeah. That's what is happening when we see the chart from Karakamsha Lagna view. Okay. When we look at the benefics placement from Karakamsha Lagna, okay, have a look. 4th house, which is Rishabha, no benefics, no. In the 4th, no benefics. In the 1st, what is happening in the 7th? Chandra and Shani in the 7th from Karakamsha Lagna. In the 10th, which is 7, 8, 9, 10, sorry, let me clear that, sorry, and Rishika in the 10th, you also do not have any other benefics, yeah. What you can do here, yeah, look at the Gochara, yeah, from Karakamsha Lagna, yeah, at current Gochara, yeah, move back a bit to the beginning of July, yeah, and it will add to the picture, yeah. Shani transiting, for instance, to the 2nd house, yeah. Buddha transiting through the 6th, yeah, for instance. Mangala transiting through the 7th along with Ketu. You see what is happening in the 7th. So, for instance, it will make your research more interesting, yeah, honestly, and it will add to the picture. Look at Karakamsha Lagna, what is happening when we analyze the chart from Karakamsha Lagna, when we add transits to that, okay. Then we're coming back to Jaimini Dasha, okay. Let me clear that. And we'll come to Antardasha. As I've mentioned, the individual was going through Mesha Mahadasha, yeah. Then we'll cover Antardasha, okay. Antardasha is the one of Tula, yeah, which is Libra. The Antardasha of Tula started on 22nd of June 2025 and was going to end on 24th of September 2025. Okay, first of all, let's look what is happening in the Kendras. Okay, first Kendra, which is Tula, nothing's there, it's empty, yeah. Then the 4th, which is falling in Makara, yeah, also empty. Another one, 7th, falling in Mesha, also empty. And the 10th, yeah, which is Karka, has got Mangala, natural, malefic, debilitated. Okay, Yeah. So no benefics in Kendras, only one malefic, which is Mangala, debilitated. This is significant, yeah, when you do Gemini astrology, yeah, such placements. No benefics in Kendras, plus obviously you've got one natural malefic, which is Mangala debilitated, yeah. Okay, look next at the aspects, okay. Focus on Shani, Gnati Karaka, and Chandra Matri Karaka from the 11th day aspect. What they aspect? They aspect Lagna, yeah, first Kendra, then they aspect second Kendra, which is the fourth house, and they aspect the third Kendra, yeah, which is the seventh Mesha, yeah, plus you've got that Mangala in the 10th house, okay. So that's very significant, yeah. Mangala, yeah, look at that Mangala and its aspect. Mangala is aspecting the 5th house, yeah, of mental health, yeah. Then we'll also look at the position of Atma Karaka, where Atma Karaka is placed. Buddha is our Atma Karaka. Buddha in Mina, yeah, it is in the 6th house, along with the bunch of Grahas, Bratri Karaka, Amatya Karaka, and Ketu, yeah. What is the most important aspect? Buddha, Atma Karaka is going to the 12th and Rahu there, yeah. So Atma Karaka Buddha in the 6th aspecting the 12th, yeah. It tells us a lot. We took into consideration Mahadasha, which is Mesha, then Antardasha, which is Tula. That picture is becoming clearer. What is happening? Are there good things happening in person's, individual's life, or is it a very difficult, challenging period in person's life? Okay, so think about it. Take all of that into consideration. Okay, let me clear all of that, and we'll go quickly to Pratyantardasha. Okay, Pratyantardasha, and we'll talk a few nuances, yeah, details, things which are known to practitioners of Jaimini astrology, not for a novice, not for the person who is doing Parashari astrology, okay? But in Jaimini's world, these factors are obviously recognized and known, okay? Just give me a second, and we'll go to Pratyantardasha, okay? The Pratyantardasha was of Danu, which is Sagittarius. This is the 5th house, yeah, of the chart. So Pratyantardasha of Danu started 30th of June 2025 and was going to last up to 8th of July 2025. Okay, so this is Danu Rashi. When we do practice Jaimini astrology, what do we know about Danu Rashi? The periods of Danu are considered as dangerous. The periods of sickness, the series of accidents, incidents, yeah? People generally are afraid of Danu periods. When it comes to Jaimini astrology, they are considered as the most dangerous. With what periods? Along with Simha periods. Yeah? People fear the most those two periods. Those obviously who know Jaimini astrology. So, as I'm saying, it was Danu Pratyantardasha. Okay, we'll see what is happening in the fifth house, okay, of mental health, which is falling in Mesha, okay. We've got aspects of Shani, which is Gnatikaraka, and Chandra Matrikaraka on the fifth, very significant, yeah, aspect, okay. Then you might see, okay, if you don't know Jaimini well, okay, you might think, okay, there are bunch of grahas in both of Kendras, yeah, you've got obviously Buddha, Shukra, Surya, Ketu in the fourth. It's got its significance. I will explain it a bit later, okay, but bunch of grahas, including Atmakaraka, aspecting Lagna, aspecting, the 10th and Rahu, aspecting the 7th and Guru Putra Karaka in the sign of Mithuna. It carries its own importance and significance. Yeah? It doesn't bring, for those who do not know, it doesn't bring anything good. It is just the confirmation of what we saw while we went through Mahadasha and Antardasha. That Pratyantardasha just shows us the confirmation of what actually happened in person's life. Okay, so these are not good aspects. Don't be misled. Okay, do not make a mistake. Yeah, you need to take into consideration the whole. Yeah, Mahadasha, Antardasha in view, and then Pratyantardasha. Yeah, as the consequence. Yeah, so Pratyantardasha just confirms what we observed through analyzing Mahadasha and Antardasha. Okay, so let me briefly explain. Yeah, Atmakaraka. Yeah, Atmakaraka Buddha is found in the fourth house. Yeah, in the watery sign. Like I've said, it carries its own significance. Okay, then look at the aspects on the seventh, on the Putra Karaka. Yeah, Putra Karaka in turn also aspecting the fourth. Yeah, Mina is a watery sign. You've got our Buddha, yeah, debilitated in the fourth, which also signifies water. Okay, one more thing, we'll come back to the transit, okay, to the current Gochara, yeah, at the beginning of July right now. Buddha, which is Atmakaraka, was transiting and is also currently going through the Karka, yeah, through the Karka, which is obviously watery sign. Okay, so currently in transit at the beginning of July, Buddha was going through Karka. Yeah, what I said previously. Look at Karakamsha. What is happening in the Karakamsha? Check the current Gochara transits through the Karakamsha. Yeah, and you will have all clear. Okay, so coming back to that, placements in the birth chart, Buddha in watery sign, Mina. Yeah, when we look at Pratyantardasha, Buddha in the fourth, in the watery sign, with the bunch of grahas, aspects from Rahu, from Guru Putra Karaka, yeah, plus Buddha in the transit through Karka, watery sign. It tells us about the body being found, being discovered in water. The body was found in water. And I would like to finish that episode by addressing in a few words the owner of this chat, the individual who we're talking about. Dear, thank you for your life from the bottom of my heart, and rest in peace.